So before going to the next slide, I will just give some context. People started giving conspiracy theory that Italy is completely funded by China and it didn't stop Chinese, and that's why the Chinese came in and all the things happened, and it's all because Italy has surrendered to China and all those kind of a conspiracy theory. So Italy was the first European country to ban all the flights to and from China. By I think it was done on 30th of January. Second thing, Italy is a part of European Union, which is a free border area. So Italy blocked it, but other country didn't block it. So what happened that people came to other country and they traveled to Italy. The third thing where I see that India benefited and Italy didn't. And that is the thing, the major reason. It is the missing patient zero. In India, since we were in a kind of a self quarantine by blocking all the international travel, we were able to screen the person, or whenever a patient is found positive, we can relate. Okay, he had a travel history. Okay, he had not travel history, but he had came in contact with a person who had a travel history. One other thing which was found here is the first patient found in the northern Italy, whom they said patient number one was could be a patient number 200, because he was I think around 20th of February there was nothing in Italy as coronavirus. We were moving very freely. Around 21st February we heard that okay, there has been some cases reported in Lombardy region, which is near the which is the in which the capital is Milan. So we heard that news, and in 2 days' time, we are hearing that Italy has already gone past 500 or 600 cases. And what happened? This patient one, he was he reported that he has a flu-like symptom. He went to the hospital. When he went to the hospital, they were like, okay, you have come here, and they gave some paracetamol, and they said, okay, go ahead, go away. For 3 or 4 days, they didn't take care. When his condition got worse, and then he was tested, and he didn't had any history of traveling to China. But he could have come in contact with someone who had a history of traveling from China, and that's how he became the patient number one. But the epidemiologist in Italy, they said that it is could be patient 200, and this was the problem. They never identified the patient zero. So what happened in Italy? India, we are going from stage 1 to stage 2, and maybe now we are proceeding toward the stage 3. But we have kind of slowed down the community transmission. In Italy, it started with the community transmission, and when the community transmission happens, you cannot control it now. So that was a major reason. And the second reason, I would say, it was because of the politics. Just like in India, when our prime minister says something, so opposition leader has to oppose it. Similarly, the prime minister said, when he got to know about this patient one, how he was not being taken very seriously, so he said that that particular reason should go into the complete lockdown. The mayor of that city was a person against the prime minister. So he said, we are not going into the lockdown. And he asked people to celebrate. And he personally went to all these kind of parties and dinners and clicked picture with drinks and all these things. And after 5 days, he said, I am really sorry. I have been found positive of coronavirus. So that was a stupid mistake, and which led to a big fiasco. Okay. And the second thing is the game zero. Around the last week of February, there was a game played in a city near Bergamo. It was a game played by the team of Bergamo and the team coming from Spain, and the stadium had a size of 40,000 people. And once this game, the game was played, after this, what we know is around 38 to 39, around 35,000 people came from city of Bergamo to watch this game. And then uh, 2,500 people came from the Spanish city. After this game, we found that 40% of the players who took part in this game were found positive. And this was termed by Bergamo city mayor, he coined the term biological bomb, because Bergamo is the worst affected city in Italy, and there was a video going on social media, which is a true video, where a person is comparing the every day in paper you have the people who have died, and they give you the they give you the ad kind of a thing. So in that paper, what he had shown was just before the outbreak, just one page, and after the outbreak, the number of pages showing respect to the dead one were more than 9 to 10 pages. And that's when all the data came out and they analyzed the thing. So this was one of the reason, which was called biological bomb, which destroyed Bergamo. And the city from which the Spanish city which came to the Spanish city which took part in this game, that city in Spain is also one of the worst affected cities in Spain. So when there is a large public gathering, this virus is spread like wildfire. So these are the main basic reason, the scientific reason. There are some other scientific reason which I will not going to go in, but the conspiracy theory factory are creating a lot of nonsense story which has no scientific basis. Then this comes out recently in science, and we have already discussed about this, and sir has already explained it in such a wonderful way, that how this the chemokine flux and everything happens. So what they have found with the clinician, what they have found is uh, the virus, it enters the nose. First of all, it enters the nose where there is a lot of ACE2 receptor, and from there it goes into the lung. That is what it was earlier assumed, but now they have found that it just go and replicate, and it travels across the body, and the immune system gets so much confused that it doesn't know where to attack, and it attack the weakest organ in your body. So if you have a kidney problem, your kidney will be the first one to go. So that's how it is being represented, and this is a very serious case, and we have to take precaution. And one of the thing which I will say from the Italian experience, when the university,
Ravanand?
yeah, hello, yeah. So one of the thing which I will say from my own Italian experiences and from my friend stories, that when the universities were suspended here in the last week of February, most of the people, what they did, they went out for skiing, and they went out to the beaches, and that they went there, they became the silent carrier, they came back home, they transmitted to their parents, and then they became worse affected. So one of the thing which we have to do, like the young people are think, oh, we are not getting affected. Yeah, you are not getting affected, but you are very much in chance to affect your parents or your grandparents. So better you stay home, you don't go outside without any purpose. Stay home is the mantra which is being promoted across the globe, that we have to stay home, stay safe, and whenever you go out, when you come back, always wash your hand. And when you are walking outside for some very specific reason, then make sure you are covering your face, which is with the face mask, and then wash your hand with the soap. Like, I don't have a sanitizer because the sanitizer was out in a second when this lockdown and everything was implemented in Italy. So I washed my hand with the soap, and I'm 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 being at home. I think for last 2 months, February 21st or 22nd, the lockdown came. The city was almost in a university was suspended, so I didn't have to go outside didn't have to go to the lab, and then I'm in the home for almost 2 months. So yeah, stay home and stay safe. So that's the thing, and that was the lecture, and yeah, I'm open for all the kind of questions. Let